G'day guys, it is Wednesday morning. It is a week before we bump into the show for the Brisbane National 4x4 show in Brisbane, and we finally got our hands on the Ram. Now I've got Graham, he's the madman's been working till about 1 a.m. last night getting the seat rails fabricated, getting that in. Tyler's been doing the sound deadening, we're wiring it all up so that we can finish our bits and pieces. It's got to go back to Elite Diesel for the lift. Now it is a Fox suspension we've been flown in from the US. That is the only one in Australia. So if you boys muck it up, we're not going to have another one. So the Ram's on its way to you soon. Guys, stay tuned. We'll be there. We'll make it for the show. Cheers, guys.
Hi there, I'm Scott. I'm the owner and managing director of Wheel Nation in the Gold Coast. We're a wheel and tyre store doing wheels and tyres for a lot of vehicle dealerships at a wholesale level as well as retail. Been doing it for 8 years now, love what we do. I've been doing a lot of custom sort of measure ups and builds, whether it be an old school car or a big truck build like what we're seeing here. Johnny gave us a call and we've been doing wheels and tyres for Johnny's campers in the past, and now that he's stepping it up into the big rigs, he gave us a call and wanted to know what we could do. Going dually was something we haven't done before at Wheel Nation, but certainly wanted the challenge, so we took it with both hands. Basically, we've got 20x10s on the front to create a big wide super single look. So they're a 20x10 at a -18 offset, which is pretty out there. And with the dualies, we needed to find something that was going to allow basically two 37-inch by 12.5 tyres to sit side by side and not touch each other, and try and get them as far under the guards as possibly could. So the rears are 20x8.25 wide wheels with a -215 offset is what you see on the outer, which creates that lovely big dish we all love. And the rears are a positive 115, which allows us to get the room to fit that outer. There was one rear inner and outer in the country when we started, so we had to air freight the other two in, given the timelines that Johnny gave us. Thanks very much. They turned up, we got the tyres fit, and sure enough there was enough room to make it work, so we bolted them on and sent it on its way. Given that we only had about 2 weeks to get this done, from the time I could get my hands on the vehicle to measure up what I thought was going to work, it was pretty tight. Pretty glad everything fell to pieces the way I had measured the first time. By the time we knew that that was the way things were going, we sent them off to the boys at CSA Refinishing, who gave them a really nice paint job, turned that matte finish into a full gloss black, which really set the truck off. So yeah, the boys done a great job there, got them back, fit some tyres up, love what we see. So yeah, the boys were at Elite, to Jake and the lads there, were pretty helpful in letting us have access to the vehicle. Otherwise we probably would have run out of time. Couldn't be happier to be a part of the project, you know, as a small family business that we are, allowing ourselves to step it up with the big boys. Once we've seen the truck, you know, the unveiling at the show, the thing looked immaculate, sounds impressive. I wouldn't want to be the car following it down the street for the soot factor, but that's what it was all about, and the truck's well impressive. If you can get a chance to see it, get around it, for sure.
We are at day 3 before the show, before we bump in. So we've got 3 days left to finish this Ram. We are currently at Autobahn in Upper Coomera. These guys are going to smash out all our Auto Sparky jobs, everything that we need to make this beast actually come alive. So second last stop, they've got it for 2 days. After this, back to Chris and the team at CSA to finish that buff and get that brilliant shine. So let's have a look inside and see what these guys are discussing.
Hey, we're Charlie and Ben from Autobahn Upper Coomera. So what we do here at Upper Coomera Autobahn is anything from head units, full stereo fit outs to full drive accessories, bull bars, suspension. We have a full mechanical workshop, air conditioning servicing, and anything else that you can think of. So we've known Johnny from Bushwhacker for a little while now. He gave us a call on Saturday afternoon and asked us if we thought we could work on Blackjack.
And he said, we've got the truck and it needs to go to Brisbane for the 4x4 show next weekend. So you've got 2 days to work on it. This list was massive and 2 short days. So we slept at work overnight to get it done, just pushed it as hard as we could go. We didn't know if we would get it done, but managed it.
So yeah, we stayed at work Monday night, worked right through to about 2:30 in the morning, had a couple hours sleep, back up into it Tuesday all day. I think they were expecting to get the truck started Wednesday morning when they picked it up, and we rang Jake from Elite Diesel at about 9 o'clock Tuesday morning and said, hey, you better get down here and start this thing. So the biggest challenge electrically for me was wiring in the Haltech system that runs Blackjack is just sensors everywhere. Just running the sensors and making sure that nothing was missed so that the thing would actually start up.
This car had no electrical in it at all. So everything from running a battery, figuring out wiring sizes for, obviously that motor is massive. Alternator's huge. Starter motor is twice as big as the wiring you would normally use. So we had a couple slight teething issues with things like that. You know, we've made a fuse box. Figuring out all of that sort of stuff was tricky, but yeah, made it work. And
on top of that, mounting a Haltech screen in a 97 Ram dash it's not parts you can exactly buy off the shelf. And on top of that, we did a head unit and speakers and everything else while it was here. So getting the call from Johnny to work on this thing, we honestly just jumped at it. Like, you don't say no to an opportunity like that. We just had to take it and do our best, and hopefully, luckily it all paid off. We got the thing done in time, but it's pretty cool to work on what was going to be possibly the next big truck in Australia, hopefully, and to do something different outside of what we do on the day-to-day. We would never have said no.
the day of the reveal was unreal. Crowd was as expected. People were quite interested about the build. We got the opportunity to be there and speak at the reveal with all the other companies that were involved as well. And that whole day was insane. The reception that we got, everyone appeared to love it.
Yeah, just the amount of people that we spoke to on the day up there was unreal. Like, everyone just kept, over the course of a few hours, we would have spoke to 50 odd people just come up to talk to us about it and ask us what we'd done and, you know, what role we played in it. And it was just it was a cool atmosphere to be a part of.
Getting there, it's close.